Hi, I'm Robyn Henderson. Thanks for joining me today on my first podcast. I'm excited to be, yes, excited to be having a conversation with Jennifer Jefferies. Jennifer, you've been a long time mate. I think we met mid 90s. I think we worked out. So it's great to having
Yeah,
reconnected with you recently. And you've spoken at the Pines Book Club. You've spoken at the Woopi News Business and Community Breakfast in July, and we're really excited that we're going to be reading an article about you in the August Woopi News. And then for people who want a bit more, they'll be coming in and listening or QR coding and then listening to our whole interview. So welcome.
haven't we? We have been around a
Oh,
long time, and something that people probably don't know is that you're the one who motivated me to write my very first book and to become a professional speaker. So thank you.
that was a very long time ago, Jen, and you had
It
that.
was, but you did.
Well, I think I remember meeting you in Townsville, and at the time you had the you're a naturopath and you had your
Mhm.
shop in Townsville, in the main area there, and it was a beautiful shop, and you were so keen, and you know the person you are now was the person obviously you were back there, but you were so keen to do. I want to do what you do, and I went, "Oh, okay, well, it's good to write a book. Okay, oh, okay." Then you came and you said, "Oh, I've written the book." Oh, okay, great. Okay, well now, and you
Yeah,
went from there.
I'm
But
an action
you've
taker.
yeah, you are an action taker. Yes, someone
Yeah.
said to me the other day, "But what was her turning point?" And I said, "No, she's always been there. I've not known her. Like there wasn't something to happen. It was just you were always an action taker. Yeah, for sure."
Yeah, through my whole life,
So
I've been a get shit done. I think it's a second
gets you
born
done.
thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you're described as the present day wise woman, a speaker, naturopath, author, coach, and filmmaker. And we'll get to the film a little bit later,
Wow.
but that's very exciting. Very exciting. So I've got
Mm.
a list of questions, and this is just to keep us on track a bit, but let's see where it all goes. So why are you passionate now about burnout and men and women, but predominantly women experiencing burnout? Why is that your passion now?
Well, it's actually been my passion since I was in my mid-20s and I burned out. I was working in the pharmacy industry back in the 1980s when I wore frocks. And that's what, I burned out. And in the pharmacy industry, they said, you're screwed. Well, the doctor said, you're screwed, take all these drugs. And I went, I sell these drugs. I'm not going to take them. And they went,
Yes,
oh, okay. So I saw a naturopath. Well, I actually checked into Camp Eden back in those days. That was the only place you could
yes,
go, the back of Corumba, and there was nothing else around.
yeah.
And in 3 weeks, they had me so well, I had to know how they did it. And I quit everything and I went back to school and studied to be a naturopath. So it's actually been
Wow.
my soapbox for uh,
Years.
37 years, long time.
Wow.
And more
Decades.
passionate
Yeah.
about it now because in 37 years, oh my God, women are doing it worse now than what I did it back in the 80s.
Yes. We are. We are. Yes. And yeah, I've certainly had my experiences of burnout in the past, and you're there before you even know it, and you just that becomes your normal, which that's a real concern that burnout
Yeah.
is normal, and those crazy hours and that whole go fast life. It's not good.
Well, it's not. And like even when I was in it, the same as where people are today, you don't notice you're in it. You just notice that, oh yeah, you do
Yes.
fucking sleep. Yeah, you wake up tired. Yeah, you crave shit food. And you that is your normal. So it's that they don't notice it until something big happens. And like me, one
Yeah.
day we couldn't get out of bed and went, oh, I'm in trouble. So
Yeah.
it's just it's like an accumulated fatigue because we keep doing all these little things that kick us outside the alkaline corridor, and then one day they just go enough, enough.
Enough. Yes, yes. And that your body keeps score. It does, doesn't it? It really, it's just and you make deals. I used to make deals. Oh, just get me through this today and then I'll have a holiday. I'll do this. Oh, well, okay, not this week, and pathetic, but that yeah.
Oh, not
So
pathetic. I think it's called being human because there's this thing called general adaptation syndrome, GAS. So at first, when we have to have more energy. So our adrenal glands, which are little caps on the top of our kidneys, they actually physically get bigger so that we can produce more adrenaline and more cortisol in that alarm stage of stress. But if we don't get the rest to recharge like we need, they go to stage 2, which is where they can't physically get bigger, but they go, here, have a bit more energy. And if you can't recover properly from that, you go to stage 3, which is where I went. And then it's like you're in a big hole and you're going to be slow coming out of it. So the classic is most people sit in stage 2. So nowadays we see, you go on holidays, the first day of your holidays, you catch a cold.
Yes. Oh, yes. The minute you stop. Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
stop, because while the adrenals have to go when they're in stage 1, they'll hang in
Yeah.
there for you. And then they get to the point they go, well, I can't do that now. And just you will rest. And so you give them breathing space, like of a day off or something, and it'll drop you.
Catches up.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's too
The
fast.
body's amazing, isn't it? I mean, for years I didn't respect mine, but boy, you learn some hard lessons. So I know
Yeah.
you speak in and work internationally with a variety of clients from different backgrounds. So the problems, the issues that we're having in Australia, are they the
Mm.
same in Asia and New Zealand? And is it the same sort of worldwide, or does burnout look different in these
It,
different
it does look
locations?
a bit, it's kind of, if you imagine the Western world looks different to the traditional cultures. The traditional cultures, if they stick to their traditional eating plans and lifestyle plans and still just be busy, because technology and everything has taken us that way, they actually cope well. They've got a stronger constitution than us. If they adopt Western ways, which is, one of
Yes.
my, a business partner from over 20 years ago, Xiaodi, my little brother in Taiwan, he had a stroke. He was a couple of years younger than me.
Yeah.
Great guy, great businessman, but would go and have his Starbucks every morning, and he started doing the Western thing. He
Yeah.
had a stroke and he lingered for a couple of years, and then he died and left a
Wow.
12-year-old son, and it broke my heart.
Yeah.
If they stick to their traditional cultures, it's okay. With us, the Western way, we don't live close to nature by nature, we just don't. And
Yeah.
so we're looking for hard and fast and quick, and we eat for flavor, not for fuel. They eat to seasons and everything like that. So if they stick to their traditional way of being, they're fine. The body,
Healthy. Mm.
we don't. So if they adopt the Western ways, no, I see them experiencing the same challenges. And in fact, I've got MRIs, like do a lot of work up in Korea, and 19-year-old girls, trimmest little things you'll ever see, so much stress. The pressure to perform to get into university and everything is insane.
Yes.
Do a kind of a lateral slice through their bodies with an MRI machine, and they look like Wagyu beef. They are tiny, and yet their visceral fat is heart attacks waiting to happen. It's
Wow.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of pressure. So again, the younger ones are defaulting to Western crappy ways. Our
Yes.
generation traditionally still are sticking to their traditional ways, and it's showing in their
Gee,
health.
that's really interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
Wow. Okay, so I know I'm going to misquote you here, but can you clarify? When you spoke at the book club, you said um, the doctors in Asia, people
Hmm.
pay the
Keep them
doctors
well.
to keep them well.
Yeah.
Yes,
And if they get sick, they don't pay.
they get if they get sick, they
They
don't pay.
culturally they live from a place of prevention. And I've been to
Yes,
Chinese hospitals, and I've been to see, every time I go there, I'm back there and again in September, and I go because I'm interested in how they operate and do things. And people there will invest in their health. They will, go and have their acupuncture treatments, and they go and have preventative medicine. And
yes,
so their structure is more supportive to wellness, where ours is get sick and then spend a ton more money trying to get you well.
yeah. That is what we
Theirs
do.
is,
That is what
yeah,
we do.
theirs is more supportive. So again, if they get crook, they don't swing as far off center, because they'll address
Yeah.
it sooner, because they've been living from a place of prevention. It's a different way of being. And I've been traveling to Asia for 30 years. really actively and really immersed with the locals. I don't do the toury thing, and working and playing with them over there. And very much they eat seasonally. In the middle of summer, you eat bitter melon, so that it's disgusting because it's so bitter. It's really good digestive system. It makes you sweat. They eat to seasons. So it's a total
Interesting. So
way of
it's the Western ways that have really buggered up their health.
Western's crap. Really
Yeah.
seriously. I've adopted
Mm.
more Eastern, ways over the last, well, definitely 30 years since I've been actively traveling there. And one of my lecturers when I first studied was TCM. And so I got a lot of that Asian understanding of medicine back then. But being immersed just with the locals and seeing how they operate day to day, it's wildly different to us.
Wow. And
Yeah.
so there's so much. So you've really incorporated some of that into your
My programs
book,
and all
which
my
we'll talk
work.
about it
Yeah.
in a moment. Yeah.
Yeah, even simple things like, Westerners will have, ice water all the time. Well, think about it, or cold water all the time. Like, your gut is a great big crock pot. If you're sticking in cold in all the time, you literally put the fire out in your belly, and food
Yeah.
stews instead of digesting. Like, even that, there's so much problems with people with reflux and stuff. It's like, stop having frigging cold things.
Yes.
Little
Yes.
things. Don't eat salad in the middle of winter. Eat warm, steamed, and cooked foods. They
Yes.
they live and
Yeah.
do with nature, and I follow those principles. So it's amongst all the work that I do. Yeah,
Yeah. But that's interesting though, isn't it? That
yeah.
they
It
pay
all
the
makes
doctor,
sense when you think about it.
to keep well. Like
Do you
it's
think there's a
our
motivation for doctors
hospitals.
to keep them well?
Yeah. Our hospitals are full of people. Well, I love one of the lines that you've got that illness comes from your gut, like
Mm.
it starts in your gut
Mm.
and your second brain. We sometimes don't even think of that, do we?
Well, the gut
That
brain axis
it's,
is real. Our gut talks to our brain. But the thing that so many
yeah,
people's gut nowadays is very much off whack, which is where mine was all those years ago, because our adrenal glands, when we stress out, that high cortisol over time, it has the same action as kind of like the drinking cold, icy drinks all the time. Because when we
yeah,
stress out, we crunch, our cortisol goes high, we crunch our shoulders, that pinches the vagus nerve. The vagus
yeah,
nerve is the longest cranial nerve, goes through our body, and it links
yes,
brain
yeah.
to our gut. And so when we stress out, we shut our gut down.
So when you're thinking in terms of like the Australian lifestyle and um that sort of, she'll be right, mate, go to the
Mm,
pub or the, brewery or wine bar, whatever it's called these days, whichever your choice. And it's drinking cold drinks, isn't it? You'd never have a hot beer, whereas
yeah,
like in England, warm beer is what they drink.
they do drink warm beer. And it's interesting. I see nowadays, like I'll go walking. I live at the Goldie, and early in the morning, here's these people walking around with a giant meal's worth of calories in one friggin' drink, and they'll have like an iced
Yeah.
black
Uh,
coffee is trendy at the moment. And they're going, oh, but it's black
yeah.
coffee. Yeah, but it's fucking ice. Do you know what that's
Yeah.
doing to your body for today?
Yes. And you're doing it at 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's all these little bits. So that's what I love about the
yeah,
book. That your many books, but the last one I'm reading now, that they're really practical things, and it's not like this huge shift. You've got to go from here right out to
no.
here. They're really practical things. And I was at an event the other day, and one of the ladies said, "Bennett, you're talking the book." She said, "Jennifer said 2 minutes a day. That's all you need. 2 minutes a day." And I was saying, but it's
But
good to
that's
do
it.
more than 2 minutes. And she went, yeah, yeah. But she said 2 minutes minimum. So yeah, it was
Well,
it was
and the
quite
thing
funny.
is, I'm all about, that new book, Fuck Stress, is all is about do it
Yeah.
80% so that you can be consistent. When people do start,
Yes.
stop, start, stop, that is demoralizing stuff.
Yes, it
It's
is. It is.
demotivating, demoralizing, terrible.
Yeah.
If, trying to shoot to 100% perfect, if we do things 80% right, the basics 80% right, we've got 80% of our health easy.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I want people to be, whatever they do, to be sustainable. So if she's going to do 2 minutes a day of whatever consistently, that's still more than beneficial than someone doing start, stop, start, stop.
None at all. Yeah, or none at all.
or none
Yeah.
at all.
And
Yeah,
once you do the
waiting
2
for
minutes,
enough
you
time to do it.
increase.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So you mentioned that the food pyramid is really square.
yeah.
So I was just reading that bit last night. So what do you mean by that for those people who haven't as yet read your book?
Yeah, so that's been naturopaths. We've always looked at things differently. So the old food pyramid was given to us by the American, FDA kind of approved thing, but it
Mm,
was lobbied, so to speak, by the Grain Growing Council and the
yes.
beef industry and all those things. So we just see it different. We see that it's a square cut into four, and around the outside is water. So our body, 60, 70, 80% of water is water. And so 60,
Yeah.
70, 80% of what we do every day should be water. And then we need, a good balance of protein. And especially for us, postmenopausal women, I'm in my 60s, same as you,
Yeah.
we really should be getting 100 plus grams of protein a day. And the biggest place that people go wrong with protein is they think, well, I'm having a chicken breast and it's 150 grams. I've got heaps. So like, no, that protein is like 25 grams per 100 grams of the quantity of meat is the actual protein part. So most people,
Right.
particularly women, are not having anywhere near enough protein. That's huge. So we need the right balance of good fats, so more omega-3s, 3, 6s, and 9s, because the Western diet is saturated fat loaded from meat and dairy versus, flaxseed oil, cold water fish, not farmed Australian.
Yes.
Sadly, our Tasmanian fish at the moment is, I would not give it a tip
Terrible.
at all. So
I know.
unhealthy. Wrong conditions for growing fish down there.
Yeah.
And good balance of having a quarter of an avocado a day, have your olive oil on your
Yeah.
salads, things like that. It's just, I keep it really simple. And then carbs are not evil. People think that carbs are evil. They're not. They are the intensity macro. The more intensity, the more exercise, the more movement you do, the more
The more
carbs
carbs.
you're allowed to eat.
You've just frozen there,
That's me.
Jen.
Sit on
Oh,
your butt.
there you're back.
Oh, have I? Oh, you look like you're frozen. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Oh, well, we
Yeah.
got sound. We just got frozen face. um, when it comes to carbs, have it close to nature. So instead of having white bread, white rice, white pasta, have brown bread, brown rice, brown pasta. So
Yeah.
it's pretty simple stuff. But people, they think it has to be this big, clever, crazy thing nowadays, and they're not doing
Yeah.
core basics, so they don't have a foundation to build from.
Yes. And that whole fad thing, and,
Mm.
and I put it, whether it's TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, whatever, that this is the latest. And so
Yeah.
everyone goes and gets this, you know,
I'll take this
very
supplement or do
expensive,
this thing. Yeah.
blah, 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 whatever it is. And, it's just,
It's
it's the fad
frustrating
until
for
next
me.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly frustrating as a pracky to see people do that. They blow a lot of money because they're programmed.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, we're women in our 60s and it'll be a 25-year-old chick who's trying to tell you how to eat. That
Yeah, I know. I
is a
know. I
body to
know.
us. They can't relate. And what they
Yeah.
eat has to be
Yeah.
different to us. We have different needs at these ages.
Yes.
So
Yes.
as much as the
Yeah.
internet is great because there's so much information out there, ooh, there's a
Yeah.
lot of not relevant for the particular person information. So my stuff's all
Yes.
primarily written for women over 40, 45, women and men, but you know,
Yeah.
coming into that second half of their lives, that next chapter.
Yes. And making sure that it's healthy and
Yeah. The majority of the time, last Friday night, I ate a big pizza. I had a great time. Friday night's pizza and a beer for me. But 80% of the time I behave.
yeah. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you also talked in the book about what are some of the payoffs that people get from their current life situation
Mm.
and the things that stress them. So here you've got, say, the corporate woman who doing crazy hours, 60, 70 hours a week, neglecting her health, neglecting a social life. So what's the payoff, though, that you've seen that people get from
Yeah.
letting themselves burn out? Because, I mean, it's a choice, isn't it? We do,
It is a
even if it
choice.
catches up with us.
Yeah. It's a choice. And there's a payoff for everything. Every illness, ailment, imbalance there's a payoff. Because think about it. When we were kids, when did you get the most attention from your parents?
Oh, definitely when you were sick. Yeah.
And it's a learned behavior. And so
Yeah.
we don't know how to ask for help And so we manifest an illness instead, be it a little one or a big one. That's why in the book I talk about the triangle of health. Yeah, there's always
Yes,
three
yes,
components to get sick. There's our attitudes and beliefs, which is all about learning from our environment and our families. There's the physical thing that we come in contact with, and an environment at work, that circumstance at work, for instance, or home, whatever, that works like a physical. And then we've got our emotional state. And if all three stay in a positive, we stay well. Or if,
yes.
one or two are in a negative, but one's in a positive, we still stay well. But as soon as all three fit together in a negative state, that's when we manifest
You
something.
crash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so everyone holds stress somewhere. I hold it in my nose. If I get stressed, I get hay fever.
Mm,
And the
mm.
difference is, where it used to take me out for days at a time when I was younger, nowadays, if I notice it, like when I was at the in Woopi last weekend,
Yeah, yeah,
I emotionally, I care so much about that movie that I made, and I hadn't done a public viewing
yeah,
for 2 years, and I had so much emotion in me about sharing it.
yes.
I got snotty, and
Yeah. Well,
it's
no one
that,
noticed. They thought it was amazing. Yeah, and it
yeah.
is. It
But
is. It's
that's how my brain copes. So some people
yeah,
will get headaches or belly aches or backaches, migraines.
yeah,
We all hold stress somewhere in our body. Mine, it's my nose.
yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting, isn't it?
it's huge.
Fascinating. So speaking of this beautiful film, and I know at both the Pines Book Club and the Whoopi Breakfast, we showed the
Yeah.
film, but for those that haven't,
Hmm.
just a little snapshot, the title where
Yep.
people that might be listening to this can watch it.
Yeah, you can go to www.takingoffdoco.com. So taking off is, we say that we take off when we first launch onto a wave when we go surfing. So I took up surfing at 56. My wife took it up at 48. And we were at a women's surf festival about 4 years ago. And all these surf festivals, they're all full of the young chick surfers. And we both left
Yeah,
going, all these like young chicks, where's the older chicks who surf? Because our surf club, we've got more than, half of them are
yeah,
women 50 plus, definitely 40
yeah,
plus. We went, where's all the stuff about this older women who surf? Someone should make a movie about older women who surf. And we looked at each other and went, oh, we're someone. Okay, let's learn how to make a movie. And we did. I Googled, what does a director do? What does a producer do? We had no idea. And
yeah,
we got one of our girls from the surf club from our board riders club to do the filming. And the three of us together learned how to make a movie. We got a tiny grant from the Queensland government. I spoke to
yeah,
Screen Australia and said, we've got this. This is what we're going to do in this time frame. They said, you can't kind of like give up, forget it. And I
yeah.
went, nah, you watch us. And we did it. And I'm really proud of what we created. So it's interviewing 5 women who all took up surfing in their later in life, in their 50s, and they're all in their 60s, 70s, and nearly 80. Well, one girl, Margie, she's nearly in her 80s now. So
Yeah.
uh, inspiring, inspiring stories. You can
It
watch
it is
free
inspiring.
online. Yeah,
Yeah, and I love that you've got it free.
yeah.
I also love that they're really down to earth women that
They're
are
just great
just
women.
doing it for the love of surfing.
Yeah.
And yeah, the bulk of them, well, they all took it up late in
They all took
life.
it up
Yeah,
later in life. Yeah, that was one of
yeah,
the requirements. I wanted that they took it up later in life, that they were giving back to community, that they were members of our board riders club, and they had to be at least over 55, because in Queensland, that's the cutoff age or the beginning age of when you're considered old.
oh
So I was like, yep, okay, yeah, we're all
my
old.
goodness, I've been here for a long time, 17 years. Yeah.
Yeah. But it
Oh
was great
goodness.
because none of the women knew what I was going to ask. It's interview style plus footage. We shot them in
Yes.
order and stuff. None of them knew the questions in advance, and
Yeah,
they
which is
really
great.
spoke from their heart, and which is
Yes.
what I wanted with it. Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
great story.
So for those that weren't at the breakfast or the book launch, this is Jen's latest book. She does have a collection of books. So the best website for this is www.jenniferjefferies.com.
JenniferJefferies.com. Yeah, yeah, just from my
And
website, easy. I've got a
yeah,
shop there with all my
and
essential blends and books. Yeah.
And what I love also is at the
QR
back,
codes.
little
Yeah.
QR codes for free ebooks, podcasts, online programs, essential oils, the books, the 30-day reset program, the coaching programs. I love all that,
Yeah.
and it's really easy to read
Yeah.
and really helpful. And I'm
Thanks.
a mark up as you go, highlight.
Yes, I'm way. I
And
like it all. It's
that's
my
how I
favorite
learn.
book.
If I'm not writing notes,
It lives
I
everywhere
highlight.
with me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a fluoro
That's a
user.
cute little one.
That is a cute one.
Um, and that's heavily highlighted. Then you've got this Rise Strong method again. With
Yeah.
I'll hold this QR code for people
Yep.
who would like to
Yeah, that's my 12-week
check
kind of
that out.
transformation program. That's 80% of it is mindset stuff. People go, Jen, I want to age and be as strong as you and feel as good as you and stuff. I go, well, I do all this. And so I've written
Yeah.
a program 12 weeks around all the stuff I can do and to stretch and help them to grow, but to build such a strong foundation that when things are going to rattle them that would have knocked them off center in the past, they can go, I've got this. So there's
I
physical
know what
stuff,
to do.
mindset stuff, there's
Yeah,
emotional stuff. It's a very cool program. And you can find it on my website if you go to
yeah.
jenniferjefferies.com. Yeah.
And what sort of results are you getting with that? With the people that have been doing that in the past, because you've been running
Yeah.
it for some time. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. So everything from it's interesting. Zoom is an interesting thing that so many people will hop on Zoom and they won't turn their camera on and they all just hide. So
Oh,
yeah, it's a thing. And so I had a woman in Australia who like super successful in her own right and everything, had bought so many programs and everything online, hadn't completed anything, and had always
oh,
hidden. But right from the start, I helped her feel safe. And
yeah,
she didn't miss a class. Her camera was on all the time. Like that was giant, giant.
yeah,
We're just to
yeah.
feel safe to actually share what was going on so we could support her. I've got a woman up in Korea who went through the program who all she wanted to like because Asians don't exercise like we exercise.
Mm,
They don't. And she just wanted, to literally exercise. And it took till week 6, week 7 for her to get the courage to go for a walk because it was so strange for her to do.
really?
For real.
Wow.
And now she does 2 yoga classes a day, totally just found another world. So she got inner confidence to, because
Yeah.
culturally they're not walkers. They don't just go for a run. It's not, they'll do
Yes.
qigong and tai chi and those things. But she wanted to do something different.
It's a little more physical.
She's now.
Mm,
So it's different to everyone. But I'm good at making a safe space where people can do the program. It's self-paced. And as much as they have
right.
goals they have at the start, they grow to, yeah, very different places through it. And it's exciting and inspiring to watch them grow. So I'm really good at helping just to hold space so that they can feel safe to grow. Because I know myself, someone tries to push me, I go, fuck you, like really honestly. And I've
Yeah.
done the walk on coals and break the arrow on the neck. And I've done all that male push, 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 push stuff.
Yeah.
This
Yeah. It
program
is
is
male. It
designed
is
for
male.
women because I believe our
Yeah.
strength is our feminine energy, and it's not girly energy. It's that
Yeah.
centered, grounded being. So I want women
Yes.
to really thrive in life, but from a place of not that traditional push to succeed, which is what has us off balance so much in the corporate world.
Yes.
Truly just
Yes.
being in their
Yes.
confidence in life. That's my thing. And I'm great at
Yeah.
space for them to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really, really exciting. And yeah, I'm sure they're filling fast. So
Yeah.
I know you have another book that your first fiction book,
My
which you've
first
allowed
novel.
me to read.
You've had a read of my
Oh,
first novel.
yeah, and
Oh my gosh.
it is wonderful. And we saw it
Thanks.
as a film, so
Yeah,
that
it will
like
be
a
a film. I know it will. Yeah.
yeah, and that and so in a nutshell, it's for again for readers who viewers who will be buying it down the track or seeing it as a film in due course. The wise woman, the wise elder woman, and the burned out executive.
Yeah. So when
come
I
together.
remember I was maybe in my early 30s, I read a book called The Alchemist, and it was like a
Yes.
journey. It was the same thing that, this young guy off track questioning the world goes off, to wander and goes on like a pilgrimage and meets a wise elder guy. And it always struck me, that's a book that stayed with me, for the last 30 odd years since. And in my mind, I thought, wow, because I've walked the Camino, I've done, journeys, pilgrimages myself, and I thought, wow, if I could just bring the teachings of what I do, because there's people within my realm that won't buy a self-help book, so to speak, like Fuck the Stress, but they'll read a novel. So if I can
A
put
novel. Yes.
if I can
True.
bring
True.
those same teachings into a story that they can relate to, like
Yes.
Alchemist had such, that one, and Celestine Prophecy, those books had such a
Yeah.
big impact on me when I was about 30. I thought I want to write that book for women because I haven't
Yes.
seen that kind of book for women. And
No, there's not another. It's
no.
unique. Yeah,
And
definitely.
so this is for coming into that second half of our lives. And that
Yes.
sisterhood. So Sorel, who is the wise woman in it,
Yeah.
Sorel in Latin means the sister who sees. So imagine it's that sister who's there for us, who sees all the things we're not seeing and can help
Yes.
guide us. So yeah,
Wow.
Sorel is I'm channeling my inner healer in the
Yeah.
book.
Oh, well, I can't wait.
It's a
I can't
journey.
wait for that to come out
Me too. I'm
and
excited for it.
down the track a film. So what's next, Jen? Do you think in this crazy world that we're in,
Mm.
avoid the news because it's
It's out there at the moment.
not a lot of positive stuff happening. Yeah. So
No.
and that's not going to change in a rush. Yeah.
No, 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 no. No, it's not. And I think, part of the book was part of me wanting to create a place where women can understand the importance of that sisterhood, of having the elder woman, because in the traditional societies, cultures, the matriarch, the older women in the village have such an important role still today. You think of the nonnas in
Yes.
Italy. Holy shit.
Yes.
I run a charity in Thailand, and I see Martau, the matriarch of the village, the 17-year-old boys, just with incredible respect, sit and listen to the wisdom of
Mm,
the older woman. And we have none of that in the Western world. We chuck our oldies into oldies homes, and I think, come on.
mm, mm.
So I
Yeah.
want to help. It's almost like I'm in the realms of creating. The work that I do is like an apprenticeship to be our own wise woman, and for us
Wow.
to value that, see the value in being there for each other, because the
Yeah.
only way the world's going to any change is to get that balance more of that feminine and masculine energy. And I know it's not women and it's not men. That's not it. Both, we all
Yeah.
contain that same energy. But for us to come from that grounded certainty space, there's a character in the book um, where Amelia, the woman, she's thinking, like, who would I want to be? And she's always had an affinity to Chinese culture and Feng, which is the phoenix rising in Chinese culture. Big difference. Here we think of the phoenix as like power,
Yes.
crashes, and
Yes. Yeah.
no, in
Yeah.
Chinese culture, it's and she rose. It's a
Yeah.
totally different energy. And so
Yeah.
I was up in northeast of China, right up near the Russian border in January, doing some teaching, and it's all matriarchs. These women,
Yes.
grounded, cool shit women, and I had to bring that energy into the book at one stage because that's the difference. The Western way is push, 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 push. The
Yes.
original cultures are be. And so
Yes.
it's time for us to be there for each other in the Western world, particularly. And
Mm,
it's a sisterhood that
yeah.
has been lost. And
Yeah.
I want to help
And
that
and
rise in women.
yeah. And do you think that part of that is also believing in yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
whole we might be risk adverse, but gee, I'll have a crack at this. Who knows? I
Yeah.
might be able to do it, rather than just no, no, I can't do that. So it's that um, small wins along the way, trying things, moving out of our comfort zone,
Yeah.
and then ultimately sharing that knowledge with others and encouraging others. encourage,
And
because so
our
many
actions
of us that,
mm.
sorry, go.
No, I was just say our actions inspire others. We don't realize it, but they are. Our
Yeah.
actions inspire others, and we need to celebrate the wins. Women are so good at going, I'll celebrate it when I finish the whole project. It's like, no,
Yes.
the way we get motivation is to get the little baby dopamine and serotonin hits by
I
some,
know.
like my to-do list. This is my desk. You ready? My to-do
Yeah.
list is colored bits of paper.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
do
I've at least got
listing.
them all on the one page. I've got them,
So,
yeah, on the
so,
one page. But they're
so I
coloured.
don't,
Yeah.
because for me, every time I do something on my to-do list, I can scroll it and go, yay, dopamine hit.
Ah, yeah, right.
So for me, that works. So as we
Yeah.
go along, if we can, we lose our confidence as we age, I think, because we let the old lady in. We've bought into the Western ways that say
That's true.
you're going to have the horrors with menopause, you're going to have the horrors with this, you're just going to be the old lady and they won't listen to you and you'll become invisible. What a bullshit story that women buy into. I'm not invisible. It's like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. But I don't let myself be invisible. So I'm
Yes.
about,
Yeah.
my programs are about helping to bring back our inner strength and confidence
Yes.
so that
Yes.
and again, it's not rah, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
certainly
Yeah.
sexy.
It's the gentle side of, yeah.
Oh, the caring heart,
Yeah.
grounded.
Kindness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if the tree is grounded, you can't push it over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lovely way to put it.
Mm.
Jen, I think we're out of time. So I'm going to encourage
Thanks,
people
Robert.
to check out your book,
Yep.
and there's oils and all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah.
Let me put it around this way, Robyn, so they can see
That's
the
it.
oil. And it smells fantastic. And your programs, the short film, which has won 8 international awards, that is no mean feat for an
Mm.
Australian produced short film
Ridiculously no
in
budget
that you
short
made in
film.
5 months.
Start to finish 5 months. We did it. We did it. And people can follow
So
me on social media if they want, if they search the Present Day Wise Woman, because I drop reels and things with hints on health every single day.
you do. And believe it or not, listeners, she has 1 million followers on
Across it all. Yeah.
Facebook, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Across all the
well
social.
done, Jen. You
Thank you.
deserve every accolade that you've achieved over the years. I know you're impacting thousands and thousands of people every year with your work, and I
Thank you.
really take my hat off to you. We may have met in the mid 90s, but you were destined for greatness from
I
the
was,
get-go.
but you opened a door for me that I didn't know existed. And I am forever grateful for that. I really mean that. You set me on the
Oh,
path that I could help more people than just being
yeah.
a naturopath in clinic. Forever grateful for
Uh,
that.
well, look where you are now. It's fantastic.
Yeah, life's fun. Yeah. Thanks,
Okay.
Robin.
Thanks, Jen, so much.
Yeah.
We'll talk again.
Okay. Bye.